Greetings, programs. Burnt Out Gamer here. Are you a fan of Star Wars? Of course you are, it's why you're here. So today we're asking, is Star Wars for the NES worth your time? So let's get into it. Developed by Lucasfilms, in 1991, Star Wars is a 2D action platformer through most of its levels, but does sprinkle in some first-person shooter stages and top-down sections. The game follows the movie pretty closely, starting you out as Luke, piloting your land speeder around Tatooine with the goal of gathering up R2, Obi-Wan, and Han before blasting out of Mos Eisley to rescue Princess Leia. The first chunk of the game, as I said, starts you out on Tatooine. You control your land speeder, going mostly from cave to cave collecting power-ups, like a blaster upgrade and shield tokens from the Falcon later on. In one of the caves you also find Obi-Wan, who will give you your lightsaber, which allows you from then on to switch between it and your blaster at any point. You also need to locate the sandcrawler where R2 is being held by Jawas, and make your way through the inner labyrinth till you find him. Once you do, you can finally head towards Mos Eisley where Han is located, allowing you to leave Tatooine. This is where the gameplay takes a drastic departure, turning into a first-person shooter type stage. The shield tokens for the Falcon you collected come into play, helping you take more blows. And you'll need every one you can get because this stage is brutal. There is no indicator as to which way you should go, you just have to take your best guess and tank your way through it. It's a real pain in the ass. After you make it past that shit show, you finally end up at the Death Star, where Leia waits. The game goes back to a platformer and of course, amps up the difficulty. People often talk about Contra and Battletoads as difficult games. Star Wars, I feel, by far, outranks them all on that stage. There's a lot of cheesy enemies in the game. Some are even invincible. And the platforming can be savage as well. I mean, look at this death gauntlet you gotta make it through. And this, check this shit out. What is that? I will say the controls for the game are very crisp though, with character movement being very responsive. Running, jumping, all of that having very little delay. Each character is slightly different too, with Han having the strongest blaster and Leia being quicker than the others. You can't control Obi-Wan, but he can resurrect the others a limited number of times when they die. The game does feature a continue system as well, 10 to start with 3 life each, so it's pretty deep. It also starts you out where your last checkpoint was, which is really nice as well. The levels might be difficult and there may be some liberties with the enemies, but the graphics are pretty good too. There's a lot of detail and it really does feel like the movie. I was impressed as a kid and I was still pressed when I played it now. The music is also really good. They can't just play the Star Wars theme repeatedly, but again, some liberties were taken, but it's all upbeat and catchy. Capturing gameplay for this video, it did get stuck in my head for a couple of days. So with the good and the bad, is Star Wars for the Nintendo Entertainment System worth your time? I'd say without a doubt, it definitely is. The game may definitely be hard, and it does have its flaws, but it was fun. And let's be real, it's Star Wars. So if you're a fan of the movies and just love retro games, definitely give this one a try. Just be prepared for a challenge. So if you enjoyed the video, force push like, hit the sub, and remember to always be excellent to each other.